Hi everyone, today we will discuss about the fundamentals of computer networking assignment. Okay, now let's proceed to the introduction part. Okay, before we start, I'm Zhong Zhenchen as one of the teammates of this assignment. So let me introduce a brief about our assignment. So media wave broadcaster assigned us to design and set up the LAN network for its organization with buildings in the different locations. So the IP address to be used to design the network is 10.0.0.0/8. Okay. So the office is separated into three different locations, which are location A, B, and C. And each location have different departments and different floor. For location A, it has administration department, newsroom department, and production department. For the location B, building, they have marketing department, human resource department, and engineering department. For the location C, there are only the international news department for two floors, such as government and first floor. Okay, in addition, the diagram, the ABC diagram shows the distance between the building in the different location. So A is away from the location B for 500 meters, and A is away from C in 200 meters. Okay, so let's move on to the end devices and intermediary devices planning. So the table shows each department's number of hosts required. So next move to the intermediary device planning. So before we move on to calculate our number of switch, we will simply look through the growth value expected in all departments of the organization. Okay, so for the administration department as an example, originally it has 503 number of hosts required. So for the growth of 65%, it has 327. So the total quantity of the hosts required is 830. So the total number of hosts in the organization will be expected at 4,414. So let's move on to the next part. Next part. Okay, so to calculate the number of switch, we assume that each switch has 48 ports on it. So the number of switch is we based on the number of ports we connected. So the table here show the number of ports required and the number of ports for each switch and the number of available ports. We have to make sure that the available ports is more than the number of hosts required. So they can maintain the connectivity of the network to support the connectivity. So on the right side is show the number of switch needed in each department. So the total number of switch required in the organization is 100. So move to the next part. Okay, for our end device planning, our calculation is based on the number of hosts minus the number of switch and minus by 2. So each department has different number of the end devices. They have listed as shown in each table in different department. So for the newsroom department, they will have a maximum number of 779 end devices. So the end devices number is different for the different department based on their number of hosts. Okay, so next part, next. Okay, so for routers planning, we have assigned 3 routers for the whole network in organization, which are routers 0, routers 1, and routers 2. This is their name. And location A will have the one router to connect the switch in 3 departments on different floor, same as location B routers. Then for location C, we'll only have one router to connect one switch in that particular department. So the location A will be the highest level of 3 in the tree topology for the routers. Okay, because A connected to B and C in the same time. Okay, so next, move on to the transmission media planning. Okay, so for the connection between end devices and switch, and also switch and routers, we use UTP straight through. cable. And for routers, between routers, we use fiber optic cable to maintain connectivity. So next, move on to the addressing design, subnetting table, and VRSM table. So we are using a subnet mask of 255.255.252.0 for the network of the organization. So the 2.1.1 shows the calculation of the subnet mask. So for the network address, we are using 10.0.0.0/8. Okay, so next, move on to another part. So why we are choosing subnet mask of 255.255.252.0? Because it provides a balance between the number of subnet created and the number of hosts per subnet, making it suitable for the medium-sized network. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. For addressing table, the table shows the distribution of network broadcast address and the usable host address for the each network address. The network address is added on by 4. You can see the second octet number. Third octet number. So example, the first network address is 10.0.0.0, and for the second one is 10.0.4.0. Okay. So next part. Okay. For the subnetting of routers. Okay, sorry for routers. For subnetting router, we are connecting the router to the switch for the each department. So we take the router 0 as an example to discuss. Okay. So for interface 1, the router 0 is Ethernet 0.0/0 to connected to the administration department switch, which is interface as fast Ethernet 4/1 in the subnet of 10.0.0.1. Okay. So this is the first example. Router 0 and router 1 have 3 different switch and 3 different subnet for each switches. And for router 2 only have 1. Okay, so next, move on to the next part. Let's continue. Okay, so this part shows the router connection between router. So for example, router 0 connected to the router 1 using gigabit Ethernet 7/0 to gigabit Ethernet 6/0 for the subnet of 10.0.32.2. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this table shows the IP assignment for the device in the network that we are using in these assignments. Okay, so we can take the administration department as an example. Okay, for administration department, we have the subnet of 10.0.0.0, and we have 6 devices. For router 0, it has a 10.0.0.1 IP address. And for switch, it has we are using the last usable IP address, which are 10.0.3.2525. Okay. For lateral, we are increased by 1. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. For the each different end device in the department. So the subnet mask all the same 255.255.252.0. This is a classful network address. So the default gateway for the first department will be 10.0.0.1 based on the router 0 IP address set. Okay. So below are the other example other department device series. Okay, let's continue. Okay, for network topology, let us first look on the location A. So we can see that the routers is connected to the 3 switch. Okay, and the switch is connected to its own end device in each department. Okay, so the first the router 0 will be the router for location A lah. We can find from the diagram. Okay, so let's us move to the location B. For the location B, also similar to the location A, the one router connected to 3 switch in each department, and the switch are connected to end device for their department, and the IP address also based on the addressing table stated before. Okay, so for the location B, we are using router 1. Okay, for location C, we have connected to one switch only. One switch which are international news department. You can see that it connects to many end devices. Since we have two different buildings, two different floors. Okay, so let's look on the routers, between the routers. Okay, so this diagram shows the connectivity topology between routers. So we can see that router 0 is connected to router 1 and router 1 connected to router 2 and router 2 also connected to router 0. It forms a triangular shape in this scenario. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so this is the overall network topology. So have after we combine the location A, B, and C, so this is the overall network for the organization. So my part will end here, and I will pass to Wei Chan to continue his part.
My name is Wei Chuan and I will continue my part. Now I will talk about the network configuration. For the network configuration, there are a few examples like router. Router you want to configure the T and interface for the G7/0 to set the IP address and the subnet mask. Then use the no shut to continue. Then for the switch, it's also the same. It's also enable config T. Then this is change the host name of the switch. This change is change to the administration department, and interface VLAN 1 set their IP address, subnet mask, then exit and set the IP default gateway. Then save into the switch. For the end device, we will set the IP configuration, set their IP address. There's 10.0.4.3, and their subnet mask is all the same, 255, 255, and 252, and set the default gateway. Next is the routing. We will use the static routing. Why we will use the static routing? Because it's provide a simple, effective, and ensure the method of define routing path within a network. Next one is the basic configuration in device. There are a few examples like router. We will set their password. First is enable, then config T, then set the host name, then line console, set the line console 0 password. Password is capital CL, then small letter A33, then login and exit. Then also set the secret password. Enable secret password. AA small letter, CS is capital letter, then 2034. Then for the line BTY04 and also set the password with the CL capital and A small letter 33. Then login and exit. For the switch also is the same. Enable, config T, then set the line console 0 with the CLA33, then set the enable secret AACS 2034. Then the next part is the ping connectivity. Ping connectivity is to ping the location, ping their department to the department, then department to the other department, and the different location. Here is the all of the ping, and I will do in the Cisco packet tracer. Now go to the Cisco packet tracer. For here is we have 7 of the department, then 7 of switch. If department they have 4 end device, that's laptop, PC, server, and printer, and 1 access point is for connect the wireless laptop. Now I will show the ping connectivity for the administration department here. Then open the command prompt. Then I will ping into the same department in the administration department. The IP address is 10.0.0.3, like we want to ping to the PC 0. Then it will show that it can reply for all of the connect. Then now I will show in the ping to the other department, like ping to the newsroom department from the administration department. Then the IP address is 10.0.4.2 for the ping to the laptop one of the newsroom department. First, it will request timeout, then you want to ping again to ensure that it can all can reply. I'll ping again, then it can reply all for the this. Then I will now I will ping the different location like location A from the laptop 0 location to the marketing department of the laptop 3. Then I will ping for the marketing department is 10.0.12.2 for the laptop 3. First also will show the request timeout, then you want to ping again to ensure that all can reply. It will show 2 times, then you want to ping again. Then you can send all successful. Then I also will send to the internal news department from the administration department. I'll ping to the international ping. Then for the IP address of international news is 10.0.24.2 for the laptop 6. You will also show the request timeout, then you want to ping again to ensure that all can use. .24.2. Then it will all will connect successful. Then for the switch and router for the intermediary device, we will set the password for the line console and the secret for showing the JSON. For the this is log into the CL capital, then A small letter 33. Then it was successful to log in. Then unable also will set a secret password that is AA small letter CS capital and 2034. Then it will log in successful. All the intermediary will set also the same, the router and switch. I think this is all. Thank you.
Okay, since we are complete to discuss our assignment for the fundamentals of computer networking. So thanks for watching and thanks for your patience. Okay, thank you everyone.